So I am going to be doing problem number 9. Follow along as I read the problem. It says Mike places his video game collection on 2 shelves that are 28 inches wide. The case of each video game is a ½ inch thick. He completely fills one shelf and places 3 games on a second shelf. How many video games are in Mike's collection? So I'm going to start off by thinking about my sentence. When I go back to reread that question, I can come up with my sentence as Mike has video games. Now, this is a great bar model type of problem because when I think of a shelf, I'm thinking of like a bar model or a tape diagram. So I'm going to start off. We know that he's going to completely fill one shelf. We need to find out how many video games would fit on that one shelf. So I am going to draw that shelf, and I know that that shelf is 28 inches long. So I'm going to label it. I know that's 28 inches. Now I'm going to start. I need to know how many of those video games. So I'm going to start, and I can label, and I know that that's going to be 1/2. That would be one video game, 1/2 of an inch. And I could keep going with those 1/2 of an inches and stack them all the way over. But I don't know how many there are. So remember, we saw that diagram where we had the dots to help show that we didn't know how many we were going to be dividing it into. So in order to do that, we want to find out how many halves are in 28. We want to find out 28 divided into ½ inch pieces. We're doing 28 divided by 1/2. How many halves are in 28? Now, some of you may be able to figure that out in your head. Great. Please be extra careful, especially if it's a test. Remember the rule. Remember that we can take this and we can multiply by the reciprocal. We can keep this number, the first number stays 28. I'm going to make it a fraction, but it stays 28. It doesn't change at all. I am going to change my division symbol into multiplication. I'm changing it into a multiplication problem, and I'm going to take the reciprocal. So all I did was flip that fraction. My denominator became my numerator. My numerator became my denominator. So 1/2 became 2/1. Now, I have a simple multiplication problem. I'm going to do 28 times 2, and I am going to get 56. That's telling me that 56 video games would fit on one shelf. But wait a minute. He filled more than one shelf. Remember, we want to go back and we want to reread and close read that problem. So he had that one shelf plus 3 video games on the other shelf. So he had 56 plus 3, which gives us 59. This right here is very important because this is showing your thinking. And if you didn't show where the 59 came from, if you went from 56 and then just wrote 59 on your line, you would not get full credit. Not at all. Because nobody would know where that 59 came from unless they were reading the problems. Remember, you have to pretend like the person grading your paper doesn't know anything about the math. So you need to definitely show your thinking, and every number that you put down, a person needs to know where it came from. They need to see that.